Hey Pisces, welcome to August. This is your monthly horoscope for August 2022. I'm Alexander Creek. I'm an astrologer and an intuitive. Let's get into it because this is a pretty busy month. So we have a really rare astrological alignment, astronomical too, I suppose. More astrological though, happening in your third house of communication right at the beginning of the month. So you've had a lot of action and energy and maybe some left turns, U-turns happening in your third house of communication, travel, your local community, as well as your ninth house of beliefs, of spirituality, divination, like astrology, and travel, as well as publishing and broadcasting. And really your beliefs kind of like about the world and your worldview happening really since we've had these eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio this spring. So you have your North Node, this point of gain, of new beginnings, of like fate, essentially, in your third house. So new things as far as connecting to your local community, taking certifications or courses, communications projects, or even connecting with extended family or siblings. And also like short distance travel and trips. You have had the South Node of release, of like endings and letting go of things in your ninth house of your beliefs, long distance travel, spirituality, and higher education. And that has been going on, like I said, because the eclipses happen happen in the same sign as the nodes generally. So those eclipses have really kind of maybe energized those parts of your chart for you. And Uranus, the planet of like the Great Awakener, sudden changes, freedom, individuation, and kind of breaking down the structures, has been in your third house since 2018. And really since 2021, Uranus has like been really, really active. And maybe you have been restless, in connection with your community or your neighborhood. Maybe you're like looking for different scenery. Maybe you're doing some type of wildly different communications project. Maybe you're taking some sort of course or certification or course of study that's just different and that's really kind of feeling exciting and freeing to you. Or maybe there's just disruption and sudden changes happening to you in those things, in your community, in your neighborhood, in your communications projects. So there is some really electrifying energy happening in that same part of your chart on July 31st and August 1st. Because Uranus is there, it's going to be joined by Mars, and Mars is the planet of action and energy, and energizes and inflames what it touches. It's also going to be joined by the North Node of fate, of these new beginnings, fated twists and turns, fated meetings. That's all happening in your third house on those dates. So July 31st, August 1st. So shockwaves, new beginnings, and this feeling of, I had to pause there because my computer was yelling at me. So anyway, so there's this feeling of maybe sudden shockwave, new beginning, U-turn kind of energy, fated energy happening in that third house. So that's happening right at the beginning of the month. We also have on August 11th, Venus, the planet of pleasure, harmony, relationships, beauty, and money, entering Leo from August 11th for the rest of the month. And she'll be in your sixth house of work and health. So definitely maybe adding some harmony to the workplace or bringing some pleasure into your daily kind of health and work routines. This is a good time to sort of implement new health and health exercise, whatever regimented thing you want to do. You can also just add in adding some harmony or maybe being seen in your workplace for your contributions. Also, if you're looking for another gig, this can be a good time to be out there because it's just there's more favor with this area of your life. I will say Saturn has been in Aquarius, the Leo's opposite sign. And Saturn has been in Aquarius since the end of 2020. It's been in your 12th house of mental health, of your psyche, of your subconscious, of rest. So with Saturn here, I feel like you've been really been kind of purging, beliefs that you don't need, anxieties, things like that, or maybe just really feeling like you really, really need to get your rest. Like you need to have your mental retreat. There might be just like a tough balance between work and health for you, like over these past couple years. And with Venus here, she's going to be opposing Saturn. So could be just this interplay of a need for rest with work and health stuff and mental health just through this month. And Saturn definitely tempers Leo, tempers Venus's, Venus is not as naturally free and harmonious and beautiful because she's being opposed by Saturn, which is restriction and commitment and tests and lessons. So there can just be a feeling of like a back and forth energy between mental health and rest and retreat versus your physical health and work over these, I would say with Venus's little trip through Leo. Also, sixth house is pets too. So Venus and Leo could just be like, oh, I'm getting a new pet, or I'm really enjoying the animals in my life, or something of that nature as well. So, neck hurt there. Okay. So, August 12th, we have a full moon in August 12th, we have a full moon in Aquarius. So we have this full moon is conjunct Saturn. There's a very serious commitment, tests, lessons, delays, restrictions vibe with this full moon. Of just like we're getting down to business, essentially. And this is happening in your 12th house. There's a need or a highlight or a completion or culmination or just like a spotlight on the need to rest, the need to retreat, the need to dive into your psyche to connect to, mind-body connection stuff, breath work, spirit work, connecting with your spirituality. This is a good time also to be in nature too, possibly, and to really just like let go and accept things is kind of what I get with this full moon. There's an impatient feeling with this full moon, I'll say too. Also because it's just making some difficult aspects to Mars and Uranus currently in your third house. So there, again, there's this like stuff you're working with, communication in your neighborhood and like travel, all this stuff going on. But there's like there's tension or impatience between these, like the need to rest or whatever's going on in your mental health versus these things. So just a kind of tense energy with this full moon. But again, like everything, it passes. Mars is going to be in Gemini. So Mars is a planet of action, of energy, of passion, heat, and conflict. And it's going to be in a sign. It's going to be in Gemini for 7 months. Mars is usually in a sign for about 2 months. So this is very significant. Mars is going to travel through your fourth house during this transit. So this is a couple things here. Number one, Mars is your motivation. So it's your taking action, it's motivation, it's action, and it's energy in your home and family life. So we're doing home improvement. We are like really putting action energy toward our domicile or our home, or really we're taking action with family, like something going on with family during this time. Because fourth house is tradition, it's roots, it's family, it's literally your house, it's your foundation. Mars can also be conflict. So this can be a time where you could be really like, there could be some conflict with family, or really speaking your mind, speaking your truth when it comes to family issues. And also, but we also could be just really diving deep here, looking into our roots, looking into our traditions, looking into doing ancestor work. But it could literally be you are physically working on your home or on your domicile at the same time. But again, like I said, there could be some conflict also with family type issues here as well. Or perhaps there's like just home feels really, really busy. Like there's just like a busy energy to this, to Mars going through your fourth house. So keep that in mind. That's going to be there for quite a while. And you're likely to feel a little bit more because the fourth house is just one of those really, really important houses, essentially, in our chart, because it opposes the 10th of career and ambition and like public status. So it's really like a house that you definitely feel. August 24th, Uranus is going to station retrograde in your third house. So you could be reflecting or reviewing or just thinking about like really kind of going back over like how has our life shifted with these different third house type matters, so communication, neighborhood, things like that. So you might just feel a little like disturbance in the force, August 23rd through 25th, because whenever the planet stations retrograde, it essentially looks like it stops moving in the sky. Same thing when it stations direct. It just really looks like it stops moving. So we really feel that kind of shockwave energy. But after that, Uranus should calm down a little bit, and that area of your life should kind of settle down. And then August 27th, we have a very energetic new moon in Virgo in your 7th house. So a new moon is like a reset or new beginning. And this is a reset in your relationship. So it could be a new relationship comes in. It could you could feel renewed in your relationships. This is partnerships of all kinds, not just romance. So it's business partnerships, public at large, legal stuff, best friends, roommates, along with romantic partners. So could be a new opportunity connected to that. This one is a spicier energy because this new moon is squaring Mars. So it's making a difficult aspect to Mars. So it's like very you could be having a conflict with someone in your family. Literally, there could be something, or there could just be conflict, or this feeling of like, this could also be just motivation. But I also maybe a little conflict with something with home and family around this time. So new beginning in relationships, something's going on with home and family. At the same time, there's like a tension there. But at the same time, you're very motivated to pursue your goals with this new moon as well. So you're very motivated, just kind of get shit done. Like this is very much like a get shit done kind of new moon. But there could be like a little bit of war of words, I kind of feel like, around this full moon, particularly with home and family kind of stuff. So that's what we have going on this month. Hope you enjoyed your forecast. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment below, perhaps with like kind of what's going on in your life, how you're feeling this. And lastly, I have my Patreon as well, starting this month. So if you want weekly astrological guidance, I'm going to do a video every week about the important aspects that week, the kind of general weather. I'm also going to do 2 live streams a month. So it's going to be, one's going to be on the new moon, one's going to be about the new moon, one's going to be about the full moon. And we'll talk about the different aspects it's making to your own personal birth chart. So you can ask personal questions about your birth chart. And I'll do mini readings for my Patreons, or for my patrons, and you can learn some astrology. And I'm also going to be offering personalized monthly forecasts for Patreon members only. And that's going to be on the most expensive tier, essentially. So that'll be a detailed little report that I'm going to send to your inbox every single month based on your own birth chart. So I'm pretty excited. So check it out if you're interested. Again, thank you very much and have a fantastic August.